Some people have noted that the black middle class left the city after the riots, some of them did, and that even when there was a conscious choice by the district government to have that group of people come back, they didn't come back per se. Did you see any effects of that in Asbury Church membership?
Oh, sure. People moved out into Maryland when they did have an opportunity to come back into the city. Many of them could not afford it. I couldn't afford it to move back in the city. And I wanted to live in a place that I did not have to worry about a parking space, worry about people living so close to me. So I made a conscious decision to
What
move.
year did you move to Maryland?
60, maybe early 70s. Yeah.
And talk more about those decisions. So you made a conscious decision at that point that
Yeah.
you wanted more space?
Yeah, that I really wanted just a little space and a little bit of land. So I moved into an apartment up near Walter Reed, and then I bought a house out in Prince George's County. And I had a little land. I didn't have to worry about parking. I was just tired of worrying about, where do you park and parking 2 or 3 blocks away from where you live, and it just got to be a little bit much. And I could afford to move into the neighborhood that I wanted at that time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you still continued to come to Asbury?
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
That was your church?
Mm-hmm.
And so the people who did move, did we lose a lot of members here in the church because of that? Or did people, by and large, to your knowledge, continue to commute to their church?
I think by and large they continued to come here to church. At that time, we had other opportunities to park. We've had a parking lot next door to us at 12th and K. We've had a parking lot directly across the street from the church. So it was easy to come in and park and come into the church.
Is that one of the challenges that the church
Oh,
still has?
absolutely. Absolutely. People don't want to come into D.C. If you've not been into D.C. for a long time, it's quite a shock to come back here. I'm here for most of the funerals that Asbury has. I am in charge of the choir that sings for funerals, so I'm here for most funerals. And I talk to folks, and they're just amazed. They don't know where they are. The tall buildings confuse them. During the week, it's no place to park. They have to feed meters or go into parking lots at $20 a pop. So I know we still have members who will not come because it's too far for them to come. Whether they're going to churches in their neighborhoods, I don't know. I'm hoping they're still supporting the church by their dues with their tithes and offerings.
Well, we've talked about your commitment and involvement with
Mhm.
with the church, some of the mentors that you've had.
Mhm.
And let's go back and speak more about the roles that you've held. Now, we know you
Mhm.
had paying jobs here
Mhm.
at the church
Mhm.
and left when you didn't want to do it on a full-time
Yes.
basis, so you
Mhm.
pursued elsewhere.
Mhm.
But you just mentioned something that's really exciting. It's interesting to hear about being in charge of a choir
Oh,
for
yes.
funerals. Who
Mhm.
would know that even existed?
Yeah.
So can you talk more about
Yes.
some of those roles
Yeah.
that you had and what you still hold right
Sure.
now at Asbury?
I still hold that. And I was asked by Unita Singletary, who was 92 years old, and asked me if I would take over the care and feeding of the choir that sings for funerals. Maybe care and feeding is not a good word, but take over the coordination of people who would come sing for funerals. Because you would expect that with a church of this size, that there would be a sizable number of people here when someone dies. And that is a challenge for me because people have to come here midweek, spend their own money to park. It pretty much shoots your whole day. When you come down here, you need to be here at least by 10. Funeral's normally at 11. You're done at maybe 1. So that really is almost your whole day. So it's a tremendous commitment for people to come and participate in funerals. So I've been in charge of the condolence choir. I don't like that term. I want to change it to something else. I haven't figured out what yet, but I've been in charge of that for quite a while. But I was asked by someone who was 92, and I could not turn her down.